Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna to all the devotees, and Danvat pranams to all the assembled devotees here. So today is a very unique seminar where we're going to witness. And there's a combination of London devotees and Middle East devotees. So for Middle East devotees, for the benefit of all those, now this has been organized by Nabhinandan Prabhuji and Jayanti Mataji. And just few words regarding them. Everybody else in London would know them, but for Middle East devotees, Prabhuji and Mataji, they have been instrumental. They have been working, I think it been in Krishna consciousness more than the time I have spent on this planet.
Jai.
And I'm not saying at all that Prabhuji is old. Well, I'm trying to say that I'm still young, right? Prabhuji and Mataji, so active. Purushottam month, Kartik month, last couple of months, they have been doing the session every day. And more than often, including today, more than one session a day. So Danvat pranams to you. I could say a lot more, but as I said, we would like to focus on moving on another personality which we have, another great devotee. So for London devotees now, let me take the pleasure in introducing His Grace Ramananda Kanai Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Danvat pranams to you.
Great.
There's a lot I could say about Prabhuji as well. Like any other great devotees, they all manifest those characteristics which are listed there, like 64 qualities from Nectar of Devotion. And certainly Prabhuji is one of those. But I will focus on three. No, they all are not listed in 64 because the first one I'm going to mention is material. So materially, if I will say, Prabhuji is very successful. Prabhuji is working in the capacity of, I will say, a CFO. Prabhuji is a senior finance professional working in Middle East. And whatever Lakshmi Prabhuji gets, we can't really say that he puts every single penny in the service of Guru and Gauranga. The second thing, not only finance, not only materially, but even spiritually, Prabhuji is very advanced. Prabhuji been active in Krishna consciousness for last 20 years. Prabhuji is Brahmanically initiated, and Prabhuji is taking classes in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. I have been lucky enough to attend Prabhuji's classes every Saturday morning for last 2 years. Right. But that's not it. The first material, second spiritual. But there is something else which is even more than these two. And that's the service attitude. Well, I'm going to finish my Bhakti Shastri. So having those accolades, they might not help until unless you have, or you will able to manifest these qualifications in the service attitude. And Prabhuji is really the symbol of that. All the time he spends in spreading Krishna consciousness. And the latest addition to that, apart from all the classes he takes, he has been, including myself, he has been Siksha Guru for many other devotees. Recently, Prabhuji has put together, after a thorough research, Prabhuji has put together this great book, Back to Godhead, right? Journey back to Goloka. And we would like to invite Prabhuji. So Prabhuji is going to do this. And today's seminar is especially for London devotees. However, many devotees from Middle East has joined and many more will join in due course time. Now, Prabhuji got a presentation, as I understand, it will take roughly an hour. And then we will have Q&A session as well. But I have requested Prabhuji, being in London, we are in Maya Nagari. It's very, very hard for us to focus for 60 minutes in one go. So I have requested Prabhuji humbly that after 15 or 20 minutes, if Prabhuji will give us the chance, anybody will have any question, I have taken the humble service to be the moderator. Feel free to raise your virtual hand, or if your camera is on, feel free to raise your physical hand. Otherwise, put your question in the chat. And after 15-20 minutes, when Prabhuji will break, then Prabhuji will give us the opportunity to ask questions. However, right at the end, we will have the opportunity to ask as many questions. Prabhuji is very nice. Prabhuji has been known in the region for great presentations and seminars. He has been doing seminars on Chaitanya Charitamrita for a long time, and I have witnessed myself as well. And I'm sure today we all are going to cherish. So, all in all, what I'm saying, that dear devotees, feel blessed, feel fortunate that we are going to attend this seminar from the author of the book itself. With that, Prabhuji, on behalf of all the London devotees, I would like to welcome you with a big Hari Bol. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Prabhuji, welcome. Over to you, please.
Thank you very much, Prabhujis and Matajis, for inviting me. So it is my pleasure to be with wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis from London as well as other parts of the world. I think few devotees have joined from other countries also. So thank you very much. Thank you very much once again. So with your permission, shall I start sharing my screen?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Let you know that there are devotees from Canada, many devotees from Canada, and
Hari
also
Hari.
Mauritius.
Hari
So
Bol.
a worldwide gathering today. So I'd like to really thank you. And I'd like to thank Govinda Prabhu for his kind words. Actually, he's the one who's organized this. And I'd like to thank him for inviting you and having your association. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. So, welcome all the devotees. For Prabhuji, someone is taking care of admitting the devotees, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, thank you very much. Welcome one and all for today's session. As Prabhuji was mentioning, he told actually a lot about me, which I'm not sure how far I am. I'm the same what Prabhu has told. I'm not very sure, but yes, I'm trying to serve my spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada's movement for last 20 years, and engaged in different services as required from time to time. So this book is something very unique. Why it is unique, you will understand at the end of the seminar. It is not a scripture, but it is a sense. I can say it's a sense of the scripture. We'll see as we proceed in the presentation in the seminar. So it's kind of a brief overview of the book which I wrote. So welcome all the devotees for today's special session. Thank you once again, all the devotees of London, for inviting me. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Can someone please disable this the scratching on the screen? Somebody is maybe some children are writing on the screen, so it distracts. Annotation need to be disabled.
How do I do that? Govind Prabhu, how do I do that?
Yeah, here it is a disable annotation for others. So the same thing you have to. Yeah, I disabled.
Okay, thank you.
But we need to clear something which is already there. I need to clear this.
Prabhuji, maybe if you do unshare and share.
Yeah.
Haribol.
Okay, it's done.
Well done.
Thank you once again. So we'll start the session today with a wonderful sloka from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Ami jiva shruddha buddhi sahaja asthir Ishwarera lila koti samudra gambhir This is a discussion between Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Venkata. This comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 9th chapter, 125th verse. It's a wonderful pastime, wonderful discussion between Lord Chaitanya and Venkata. So I'm not going into the pastime because that pastime is very sweet and it's an amazing pastime. The whole session goes only for the pastime if we start discussing about that. So that particular pastime, Venkat says to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Ami Jiva Kshudra Buddhi, Sahaja Astir, Ishwarira Leela, Koti Samudra Gambhir. He says that I am an ordinary human being. Since my intelligence is very limited and I'm easily agitated, my mind cannot enter it within the deep ocean of the pastimes of the Lord. So, what we're trying to understand today is the pastimes of the Lord. Amazing, wonderful pastimes of the Lord as given the revealed scriptures. It is very, very difficult for one to understand the pastimes of the Lord. Because, as Venkata says, the pastimes of the Lord are so deep. It is like a Koti Samudra Gambhir. It is so depth, so deep. It is like a 1 crore, like a 10 million, right? Or a, yeah. So 1 crore samudras together, if we measure how deep it is going to be. So that deep is Lord's pastimes to understand. So Lord expands in spiritual world, incarnates in material world. His expansion in the spiritual world are in the form of various, like in a different expansion he takes, like a Sankarshana, Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and again in the material world he does so many incarnations, Leela avatars, and various avatars he takes. It is very difficult for any human being with the mundane senses, materialistic senses to understand. So we are trying to make an attempt in today's seminar, which is based, or it's an overview of the book, which is not actually written by me. It is the mercy of Jagannath who is behind me. He is a personality who was instrumental in getting this theme, and he used me as an instrument to bring this past essence of the scriptures in an allegorical story form. So we'll understand as we proceed. Understanding the pastimes of the Lord, it is very difficult. Why we were happily serving the Lord in Goloka Vrindavana or wherever we were in the spiritual world. Prabhupada says we were from Goloka Vrindavana. Why we had to fall down, and why Lord appears in this material world to reclaim us back to the spiritual world. These are all amazing, mind-boggling pastimes of the Lord. So I made an attempt to bring those pastimes of the Lord in the form of an allegorical story. So welcome all for today's overview seminar on the book Easy Journey to Goloka. So we are starting our journey, and request all to fasten the seat belts because we are going to take off now. So when I was writing this book, one of the senior devotee asked me a question. Prabhuji, Srila Prabhupada and many acharyas have written so many books. Why do we need one more book again? Everything is there. Srila Prabhupada has given everything in his scriptures. Do we really need one more book? Actually, we don't need. Then why this one more book is being attempted? Easy Journey to Goloka is not a replacement or an alternative to the books written by our acharyas. It only complements to understand the teachings of acharyas in the form of an allegorical story. As we proceed in the coming slides, we'll try to understand what I try to convey in the form of a story. When I approached the BBT for the permission, this was the first doubt, that do we really need? We should encourage people to read Srila Prabhupada books. And here is the approval which we have from BBT. You can read, because you can see on the screen. You may please go ahead with the release of the book. And he says, thank you very much for the services. So this is from His Grace Anand Tirthadas Prabhu from BBT India. So this was when I explained to Prabhuji the reason behind this book, which we are going to understand. What message we are going to get in this book? Do we really need one more book when Srila Prabhupada has written so many scriptures? We are going to understand in coming slides. From the cover page of the book, as we all know, cover page of the book is very important to convey the message, the essence of the book. We can understand what book is talking about just from the cover page. You can see the title, Easy Journey to Goloka. Many devotees have asked me, Srila Prabhupada has written Easy Journey to Other Planets. He didn't write Easy Journey to Goloka. Why you are using this title, which is so heavy? This title is so heavy. The devotees asked me, when Srila Prabhupada didn't use this, Srila Prabhupada used only Easy Journey to Other Planets. So my humble submission to them was, this particular story, I don't say it's a pastime, this particular allegorical story cannot have any other title than Easy Journey to Goloka. I was trying to convey a message through this book that journey to Goloka is not a difficult at all. It is so easy. We are making it so complicated. I wanted to convey that the process of Krishna consciousness is so easy, it's a fun, it is so blissful. So the title Easy Journey to Goloka perfectly suits this allegorical story, perfectly suits this book. No other title can match. The devotees, the senior devotees who asked this question to me, when I sent the book after completion, I sent the draft for his review. Then he called me and said, Prabhuji, I'm changing my opinion. He said, this book cannot have any other title than Easy Journey to Goloka. So this title is very apt for the story for this book. And you can see on the screen, on the cover page, there is a butterpot, the flute, and peacock feather. These three signifies, it conveys a wonderful message. These three are very dear to Lord Krishna. And also one more thing is, devotees be in any rasa, any mood. We all know we have 5 different rasas: Santa, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. We have 5 different rasas. Devotees can serve the Lord, connect to the Lord in any of these rasas, and be in Goloka Vrindavan also. There was some understanding by the devotees that only devotees in Madhurya Bhava can be there in Goloka Vrindavan. No. Scripture says very clearly that all the rasas, devotees with any rasas, they can find a place in Goloka Vrindavan. And my dear Prabhujis, Matajis, the whole content of the book, nothing is of my concoction except the story. It is not a concoction. The story is a theme which has come to me in a very, very mysterious way from Lord Jagannath. So nothing, not even a percent, except the names used in this book are my concoction. So devotees can serve the Lord in any rasa. The butterpot, flute, and feather, they serve the Lord in Santarasa, in Goloka Vrindavan. That is highlighted in this book. As the journey goes on, the devotees who read the book have shared with me their realization that as they were reading this book, as they were reading the story, they were practically traveling along with the hero of the book. The hero of the book, by name Srivatsav, as he travels, along with him, the reader also travels and experiences different stages of Krishna consciousness, different stages, different abodes in spiritual world. Practically experience the mercy of Lord Nityananda, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the butterpot, flute, and feather perfectly matches or finds a place on the cover page. And the most important is the art of dying. Easy journey to Goloka. It is one hand we are saying it is so easy. When we understand how easy is this journey, we feel more blissful to experience the art of dying. Some devotees who read this book, they told me that, Prabhuji, before, of course, we were reading all the scriptures, we understand we are not this body, we are the soul, but still, as the old age comes, we feel bit nervous, we feel fearful of death. Of reading this book, they shared, some of the devotees shared that practically they are waiting to experience the process, experience the death. So Krishna consciousness, the process given by Acharyas, process given by Srila Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of course, it is so blissful that one understands how one can leave this body so happily. And because he understands what is waiting for me in spiritual world. When we understand what we are experiencing in this material world is a peanuts, not even peanuts, it's a waste of time. because now we understand what is there in spiritual, what we can experience in the spiritual world, that I try to convey in the form of an allegorical story so that we can easily connect to the process. The whole philosophy of Krishna consciousness was woven in the form of a story and presented so that everyone can easily connect themselves to the process which the hero of the book is experiencing. And you can see the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is on the cover page. This is very apt because the whole book revolves on the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and mercy of Lord Nityananda. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has to find a place on the cover page of the book because he is none other than the combination of Lord Shyamsundara and Radharani. So Lord Shyamsundara and Radharani, along with the Sakhis, what they are doing, they don't have anything to do than simply enjoy in Golok Vrindavan. So that we try to convey the message from the cover page. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is incarnation of, is not incarnation, he is the Lord himself, Lord Krishna and himself, Krishna and Radha together, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that depicts in the back of Shyamsundara and Srimati Radharani. And you can also see Lord Nityananda Prabhu on the cover page of the book. I am sure devotees are searching, where is Lord Nityananda on the cover page? He actually spreads in the form of his energy, in the form of his expansions. He expanded himself into all the paraphernalia. The blue color, which is shown on the cover page, depicts Lord Nityananda Prabhu. He spreads everywhere, in the form of his energy. So Lord Nityananda is very important for every one of us in advancing Krishna consciousness. And you can see here, there are 9 steps which is depicted on the cover page. This is very important. This is very calculated. Intentionally, we put these 9 steps. 9 steps indicates the 9 stages of bhakti, starting from Shraddha till Prema. I'm not going into that, is entirely different seminar itself. So we had on that seminar, Prabhuji has attended, many of the members of this forum, they attended. So I'm not going into that. So the 9 steps indicates the 9 stages of bhakti, which a person will cross over to reach Golok Vrindavan. And finally, you can see the 2 people climbing the steps. There's one spiritual master. A spiritual master is going ahead, and one karmi person who is in the suit is following him. So I'm trying to convey through this that one should follow footsteps of spiritual master to easily go back to Golok Vrindavana. One who follows the footsteps of spiritual master can easily go back to Golok Vrindavan. So with this, I try to convey that even a karmi also can easily go back to Golok Vrindavan if he follows the instructions of the spiritual master. So what is the easy journey to Goloka? This book, it is an allegorical story of a fallen, conditioned and offensive person's journey to Golok Vrindavan. You see here, 3 different words I used. Is a fallen, conditioned and offensive. If you remember what Krishna Supreme Personality of Krishna has told in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvadharman pariteja mamekam sharanam rajaham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshesyami masucha. He used the word sarva papebhyo. He didn't use the word sarva aparadebhyo. Lord is very particular. If you are a sinful person, conditioned person, no problem. Surrender unto me. I will clear all your sinful reactions and can come back to me. But if you are offensive person, if you have if I have committed a Vaishnava parad, then Lord says, I'm sorry. I didn't tell in Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Aparadebhyo. I said only Sarva Papebhyo. So this is a story, allegorical story of a fallen, conditioned, and offensive person's journey to Goloka. So this story covers even a person who committed heinous Vaishnava Brada. What is the process for him to go back to Golok Vrindavan is covered in this book. And I'm not using any my own concoction, dear Prabhuji's Matajis. Everything is taken from the scriptures. Everything is taken from the acharyas. And in this book, I tried to differentiate what is sin, what is offense. How we can get rid of sins, how we can get rid of offense is highlighted in the book. Easy journey to Goloka. It covers the glories of Navadip. Navadip, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is Channavatar. And glories of Navadip is even more hidden. But by grace of our acharyas, Bhaktivinoda Thakura, so he has revealed the glories of Navadip, which I try to highlight in this book in the form of story. And the most important part of the story comes now. This is very interesting. The whole book is divided into 3 parts, which is surfing, snorkeling, and scuba diving. Be very attentive here. We are going to see what is surfing, snorkeling, and scuba diving part of the book. We all know what is surfing. Those who have passion of surfing on the sea, water, they understand how fun it is. So as per the Wikipedia, I've taken the definition as it is. How we can relate this to the book is, I'll explain. Surfing is a surface water pastime in which the wave rider, referred to as a surfer, rides on the forward part or face of a moving wave, which usually carries the surfer towards the shore. My dear Prabhujis, Matajis, we, the conditioned souls, jivas, we are trying to surf in this material world, in the ocean of nescience. We are trying to surf and trying to find happiness in this material world. This part of book is focused on journey of the hero of the book, Srivatsav, in this material world, which indicates journey of all of us. Journey of a neophyte to become a practicing devotee is covered in this part of the book. How he struggles in this material world and how he tries to find happiness in this material world is covered in this book. You can see on the right side, there are 6 chapters in this particular section of the book. In these chapters, I try to cover the various aspects of basics of Krishna consciousness, authorized process given by acharyas, the Krishna consciousness, for a person, for a neophyte to start practice the Krishna consciousness is highlighted in the form of an allegorical story. Maya, as we try to surf, you see on the screen the picture, Maya is just pushing back to the shore. See here the definition, which usually carries the surfer towards the shore. The waves will pull back to the shore. This is what we are experiencing in this material world. So we are trying to surf. The three sections of the book is an indication, like suppose a person who is trying to understand the ocean, he can understand the three different phases, three different stages. The first one is he will surf on the ocean and try to understand about the ocean. What he can understand? We cannot understand about the ocean just by surfing. The best thing we can understand is only that, oh, ocean is so vast and there are waves, and sometimes some dolphins coming up, some fishes coming up, some other creatures coming up on the water, and we see them. That's all. We can't understand about the ocean. We can't understand about the depth of Krishna consciousness in this stage. But it is a stage, it is a journey of a neophyte to become a practicing devotee. In this process, he starts experiencing various stages. It covers, he goes through different processes. He even the hero of the book, he takes up different processes. He may even go to impersonalist, he approach impersonalist guru, and he try to merge into impersonal Brahman, and he fails. And then how he systematically, by attending, like one process I covered here, the tree of devotion, the Bhakti Vriksha. Then what is the glories of Guru Tattva? And Srila Prabhupada says, first you become a human. Are we not a human? We understand from this part of the book. And this part ends where the journey begins. The surfing part of the book ends where the real journey begins. There, the snorkeling. Those who have experienced the snorkeling, it is a use of a special equipment allows the snorkeler to observe underwater attractions for extended periods with relatively little effort and to breathe while the face down at the surface. You can see on the picture itself that speaks what is snorkeling all about. So in this snorkeling, here the person is trying to understand the ocean bit more deeper than surfing stage. So he has a special equipment by which he can use a special equipment, and he can breathe, he can float on the water. He uses a, a tube which is called snorkeler. So with the help of the tube, he will be able to breathe. He is not going inside the ocean, but with a special equipment, he floats. He has a special dress. He floats on the water. What he can do, he can see what is inside the ocean. He can see fishes and various other creatures. He is bit one step ahead than surfer. So this part of journey of Srivatso, he uses a different special equipments, like following four regulative principles, association with devotees, various other aspects of Krishna consciousness. By using that, he starts experiencing the bliss of happiness, bliss of Krishna consciousness. he will be able to see what is inside the deep ocean. So here, the most important part is the special equipments which the snorkeler is using. So this part of journey is practicing devotee. The story of Srivatsav as a practicing devotee, as we all experience in Krishna consciousness, all those stages were described in the form of an allegorical story, and various pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was woven along with this story. So the different aspects of this part of the book covers the dancing god with the eating god, the sleeping god, na dhanam, na janam, na sundari, Vrindavana Ramyasthana, Maya in Mayapura. And finally, this part of the book ends, the snorkeling part of the book ends with the art of dying, a way to immortality. Here is the real journey to spiritual world starts. This is the scuba diving. As we see on the screen, the person who deep dives into the ocean. Now, first stage is the surfing. He is on the surface of the ocean. Then he starts watching what is inside the ocean. Now, second stage, he is only, the experience is only by seeing. Here, he can practically be with the creatures inside the ocean. Scuba diving is a mode of underwater diving where the diver uses a self-contained underwater breathing apparatus called scuba, which is completely independent of surface supply to breathe underwater. So this part of a journey, my dear Prabhujis, Matajis, a devotee gets a spiritual body when he goes back to spiritual world. So the spiritual body is like a special equipment. It's like a, as we see here, underwater breathing apparatus, scuba, which is completely independent of surface supply. The spiritual body is completely independent of the material body what we have. So with the help of that spiritual body, one can understand the spiritual world. Not only understand, one can experience practically. He is with every part of the spiritual world to experience what is all around. As you can see on the screen, this person, by using a special equipment called scuba, and for us it is the spiritual body, he can see, he can touch the various creatures inside the ocean. Colorful world you can see on the screen. And this part of the story covers a beautiful mysteries of creation, and scuba diving into spiritual world is covered. The various aspects of spiritual world was discussed in this book in the form of a story, and the whole story is, every part of the story we can find, we can experience the mercy of spiritual master, mercy of Lord Nityananda, and mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Every step we can experience, we can practically feel, we feel the travel, we can practically feel the journey. And we discussed about the abode made of Chintamani. And finally, the story ends Goloka Navadipa, end of the journey. This is a most confidential part of the book. This is hidden secret, hidden confidential secret We are traveling further from Goloka Vrindavana, Goloka Navadipa. Navadip exists eternally. This was revealed by Acharyas, and this is very, very confidential, but Acharyas have revealed it. And this part of story discusses about the existence of Golok Navadip, the existence of uh, Sri Kshetra in Golok Vrindavan. Everything exists. What pastimes are happening there? We travel, we go along with the hero of the book to all these abodes. We can even visit Navadip in Golok Vrindavan. My dear Prabhujis and Matajis, Lord Krishna, Prabhuji, do we have any? Want to take a break for a few minutes, or you want me to continue?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Must admit, I'm so much taken aback by the presentation and the ideas, especially the way you have put forward, that I didn't feel the time, to be honest. I didn't even have a look. I've been looking at the chat and looking for the virtual hand. Nobody has raised any hand yet, but thank you so much. I always appreciate that the presenter should also take some breaths. So while you're taking some rest, may I request? Yes. So we do have Anil Prabhuji. Would you like to? Haribo.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Uh,
Hare Krishna.
like a basic question for the beginners who are in this path. What is a good time or a prerequisite to read this book?
I didn't get you, Prabhu. What is good time means?
Yeah, at what point of time when a devotee
Ah,
will read this book
okay.
will get the understanding and
Yeah. So this book actually, Prabhuji, those who have reviewed the book, you can see towards the end of this presentation, you can see some of the reviews I have added. As per the reviews done by wonderful devotees, you can see the names also at the end. Their view is this is not only for the neophytes, not only for the practicing, not only for the devotees, but any devotee in any stage can read this book and relish and understand the the purpose of reading may be different. The person who doesn't know anything about Krishna consciousness, never mind. If he want to know what is there in the spiritual world, what is happening in the spiritual world, he can read. A person who is struggling in this material world, how to get out of this place, he can read. One who is practicing devotee, like me, we can read, because how best we can practice and how easily we can have the journey to Goloka, we can read. Devotee in every stage. You can see in coming slides towards the end of we are not very far from closure of the session. Few more slides and we come to the reviews from devotees. Because I'm not revealing the whole book. I'm just giving the overview what actually is there, and it can be read by a devotee in any stage. And I recommend any devotee in any stage should read this book.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
thank you, Prabhuji.
Haribo. I hope Anil Prabhuji got his answer. Haribo. Prabhuji, we do have another question or comment by Janki Chokshi Mataji. Mataji, would you like to ask your question, please?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. This
Hare
is
Krishna.
Rasesh here.
Hare
So
Krishna, Rajesh.
I heard the question and I thought I would like to add something. So I have the good fortune of reading this book.
And Prabhu,
And
before you add, I would like to introduce Rajesh Prabhu. Is one of the devotee who reviewed the book before its release. Prabhu helped me in um, reviewing, editing, and all this process. Prabhu was one of the person. Prabhuji, now we can.
Yes.
Rajesh Prabhu.
So you know, I can tell a little bit about myself. So I have studied the Bhakti Vriksha course, the 64-week course. You know, where we start from what is the goal of life till completion of week 64. And then after that, I have also studied the Bhakti Shastri program from Mayapur Institute, successfully completed about 4 years ago. And currently I am studying Bhakti Vaibhav on Srimad Bhagavatam. So I have been through this journey of starting as a Bhakti Vriksha member in the early stage, and currently studying Bhakti Vaibhav. And having reviewed this book, it will help someone right at the beginning from Bhakti Vriksha program to someone who has even passed Bhakti Vaibhav, because right from the introductory level, the book goes into the intricacies of the spiritual world, which may not be described in detail and not easily accessible. So this book does have something to offer for everyone. Yeah. And I would strongly recommend that everyone should read it. It's a good time for gifting. So you may want to gift it whomsoever you want to send to Goloka. It's a good gift to give it to someone. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. The last statement is very catchy. Whomever you want to send to Goloka, you can gift. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Bol. Hare Krishna.
So shall we continue, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Rajesh Prabhuji. Yes, please, Prabhuji. Let's
Yeah,
continue. Can't
yeah.
wait for the rest of the book.
Thank you, Prabhu. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, माम उपेत्य पुनर्जन्म दुःखालयम अशाश्वतम नाप्नुवन्ति महात्मनः संसिद्धिं परमं गतः. He says, after attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection. This book is covering. See what it is different from other scriptures. I have not made this book as an alternate to the scriptures. I try to give the scriptures in the form of, because many of the neophytes and even many of us also, when you start reading scriptures, we feel sleepy, and so. But when we give this process of Krishna consciousness in the form of a wonderful story woven with philosophy, it directly not only goes into mind, it goes into the heart. The practice becomes so easy, and this is an experience shared by those who read the books, this particular book. So what we are trying to do in this material world is we are searching for happiness in the wrong place, and this book highlights where is the right place, where the happiness, not just happiness, is the bliss. Bliss is eternal, happiness may be temporary. So the search can start in this material world, but we understand where the real happiness exists, and the process as given by the acharyas is explained in this book. The very important aspect of the book, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very particular about this mad elephant offense. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is told, यदि वैष्णव अपराध उठे हाथी माता उपादे वा चिंदे थारा सुखी याया पाता. if a devotee commits an offense at the feet of a Vaishnava while cultivating the creeper of devotional service in the material world, his offense is compared to a mad elephant that uproots the creeper and breaks it. In this way, the leaves of creeper are dried up. This is what Lord Chaitanya Prabhu himself is saying. This book, covering in the form of an allegorical story, highlights what a heinous crime it is to commit an offense to a lotus feet of a Vaishnava. We take Vaishnavas for granted, knowingly or unknowingly. And what are the repercussions of those offenses is highlighted, and how one can escape from the results of those Vaishnava aparadha. As we see in the initial slide, Krishna never said Sarva aparadebhyo. No, only Sarva papebhyo. To that extent, only come to me. If you want to surrender to me, come with the papa, no problem. But if you have aparadhas, I'm sorry, this is not the place for you. Krishna is very clear. Then what is the solution? Actually, how this book, the thought Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has revealed, Lord Jagannath has revealed to me, was when I was conducting Chaitanya Charitamrita classes about 2.5 years, past 2.5 years, I was meditating upon one aspect. When I was reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, I came across so many personalities who committed Vaishnava aparadh and fell down. Some of them even committed suicide. Some of them committed serious sins. Some of them committed serious offenses. And they died. They left the body in the most miserable conditions. I was thinking, those were the associates of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even such persons cannot escape the results of Vaishnava aparadh. I was thinking, what is the remedy for such people who died so miserably? I was thinking about this. And in that process, once I was interacting with my spiritual master, his name is Japtak Maharaj. Once I was telling him that, Gurudev, I want you to be my spiritual master life after life. He was very angry. He saw me and he said, you want me to come back to this material world for you life after life again and again? You have to go back to Goloka Vrindavana by end of this life. I am not qualified, I'm not competent, but this is the spiritual master's instruction. So these two aspects, spiritual master says we have to go back to Goloka Vrindavana by end of this life. And I was also meditating upon how a person who commits a heinous offenses, heinous crimes, sinful activities, what is the remedy for them to go back to Goloka Vrindavana? So when I was meditating upon this, the theme of the book has come to me through in a very mysterious way, which I'm not going to share now because I don't want to use that as a marketing tool or technique to promote the book. I am trying to convey how important is the content of the book. So when the remedy was reached me through in a mysterious source, the result is this book. So we try to cover in this book how horrible offense or heinous crime it is to commit an offense to the lotus feet of a Vaishnava. So that was discussed in this book in the form of a story. And the whole book revolves on Sikshastakam. This is a beautiful part of the book is every sloka of Sikshashtakam was woven along with the story of the book. So we understand as we read, as we progress chapter by chapter, how every sloka of Sikshashtakam is connected to the story, connected to our own experience, because Lord Chaitanya Prabhu has left only these 8 slokas in the form of instructions to us. These 8 slokas describe the glories of the holy name and with the mood in which we should chant the holy name. And each and every instruction given by Lord Chaitanya Prabhu in these 8 slokas were covered, nicely woven along with the story. Following instructions of Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru. How important. Even a fallen, conditioned, offensive person, how he can go back to Goloka Vrindavana in this material, in this very life itself, at the end of this life itself is discussed. There's only one secret. The whole secret revolves on following instructions of our Guru, be it Shiksha Guru or Diksha Guru. You can see the picture on this slide. He is my Shiksha Guru who gave me the seed of bhakti. His Grace Sri Krishna Kant Prabhu. You can see him holding Subhadramai, the same Subhadramai which is behind me. This indicates Subhadramai is the source of Yogamaya, and Yogamaya's reflection is Mahamaya. So Shiksha Guru is the one who can guide us how to escape from the clutches of Mahamaya. Then we come under the influence of Yogamaya and we can go back to Goloka Vrindavana. So it's very important. This aspect of following instructions of Shiksha Guru was discussed in the form of a story in this allegorical story in this book. Anyone who reads this book, from my experience of hearing from the devotees, they will understand, they will realize, because we take our Shiksha Guru for granted, because we know him for so many years, we move very closely. Familiarity breeds contempt. We take him for granted. We don't understand how important he is. Krishna says in Srimad Bhagavatam, he tells to Uddhava that I am not different from instructing spiritual master and Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru. He says, I'm not different. It's given in the scriptures. And we take our Shiksha Guru for granted. So in this, and the whole, the story, the way it was woven was nicely connected to the different references from the various scriptures. I not left the references out from the books. We, wherever required, wherever possible, we give references about from the various scriptures and connected to the story. So it's very important for every one of us to follow the instructions of our Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru. And this book talks about how to remain immortal forever. People will ask, Prabhuji, how it is possible? We all are going to die one day or other. We are going to leave this body, but we remain immortal forever. That is the real art of dying, which we are going to experience in this book. We are going to master the art of attaining happiness and staying immortal. So this part of the book was covered in this. And we try to cover as Rajesh Prabhu was mentioning, the intricacies of spiritual world. Somebody may remember at this stage, Prabhuji, I think this is Brihad Bhagavatamrita. Brihad Bhagavatamrita, where Gopakumara, Sanatan Goswami has written a wonderful scripture. This book is nothing to do with the story of Gopakumara. But we experience the intricacies of the spiritual world as given in the scriptures. This is not a Gopakumara story. This story, every step we experience, we practically experience, because as we travel along with the hero of the book to different abodes, we practically experience. That's what the realizations given by the devotees practically experience, that I am also there in Vaikuntha. I am also talking to Jai Vijaya. So this realizations we get as we read and advance in reading the book. So the various intricacies of spiritual world were discussed. We discussed about Vaikuntha, what all things are happening in Vaikuntha, and different other abodes. We discussed about Ayodhya, what is happening in Ayodhya, who is there in Ayodhya. Everything was connected again from Chaitanya Lila, connected to Vaikuntha, Chaitanya Lila connected to Ayodhya, Chaitanya Lila connected to all the other dhams, including Goloka Vrindavana. Everywhere the Chaitanya Lila is connected, and everything as per the scriptures. And finally, Vrajamandala and Gauramandala in Goloka Vrindavana was discussed. It's revealed, I can say. This is the most confidential part of the book, which actually in a previous overview seminars which I gave, I was hiding this second picture. I didn't show the Gauramandala, but I'm revealing now. I think it is a time. Gauramandala exists in Goloka Vrindavana, where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, along with the associates, are performing wonderful pastimes. And what they are doing is discussed in this book. This is the blessings which I received from my spiritual master, His Holiness Japtak Maharaj, when I sent the book for his blessings. Since you gave me, he wrote to me on 12th of August. You see, 12th of August 2020 was the night of Janmashtami. I sent this book for his blessings in the month of March 2020. 6 months patiently I was waiting. Of course, I didn't have the patience, but I was following. On the night of Janmashtami, I got this email from my spiritual master. My dear spiritual son Ramananda Kanai, please accept my blessings. All glory to Prabhupada. Home base Sridham Mayapur. Since you gave me many good reviews, I agree to give you blessings to go forward to the publisher. Do you see any reason why do not proceed? Please let me know. Hope this finds in good health and happy Krishna consciousness. You are well wisher always, Japatak Swami. So without blessings of the spiritual master, nothing happens in our spiritual life. We can't imagine even a step going ahead from where we are. So blessings of Guru is very important. Now, before we conclude, some of the reviews, everyone, most of us in this forum know about who is this great personality. His Grace Gauranga Darshan Prabhu from Govardhan Eco Village. He says, Easy Journey to Goloka, written by Ramananda Kanai Prabhu, is an innovative way of introducing bhakti philosophy to a newcomer. The interesting characters and intriguing narration makes it a treat for the seekers seriously pursuing their spiritual journey. So this is from His Grace Gauranga Darshan Prabhu. His Grace Rajakrishna Prabhu from Bulgaria. He is a disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. Some of us may know him personally. He is one of my mentors. I recommend this book not only for the newcomers. Someone asked this question. So here is the answer. I recommend this book not only for the newcomers to the Krishna consciousness, but also for the seasoned devotees, because it definitely has the power to nourish and inspire our creeper of devotion to Krishna. It's a beautiful effort, which I give heartfelt 10 out of 10. His Grace Rajakrishna Prabhu from Bulgaria. He is not my brother, he is not my relative, he is only my well-wisher. He is my mentor. He is disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. Wonderful Kirtaniya. Many of us are aware about him. So this is from Rajakrishna Prabhu. We all know His Grace Baldev Prabhu. Actually, these reviews are very long. I taken one small part of each one of them. They given a page of review. Baldev Prabhu is a very senior brahmachari disciple of His Holiness Radhanasa Maharaj. He says, truly an exciting masterpiece story, superb thought process, what a story lineup. So much immense faith this book is all about. He gave a beautiful review, which I forwarded to Goinda Prabhu, Varnapati, VP Goinda Prabhu. I forwarded. Probably he would have shared with some of. Actually, I have the link here, but because shortage of time, I'm not showing his 2 minutes video. But this is a review from Prabhu. And Prashant Mukund Prabhu, he is a disciple of, very senior disciple of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. One of the aspects of this book that were specifically interesting was the creative story based on references taken from scriptures.
Any other medicines which you are
to make even a new person
powder?
understand the philosophy as told by Srila Prabhupada and other acharyas. So all the scriptural references were taken and woven in the form of a story. So it is so authentic. So this is my Shiksha Guru. When a Vaishnava Guru recommends Lord Krishna to forgive a soul, Lord not only forgives but also blesses with the pure devotion. His Grace Sri Krishna Kant Prabhu, my Shiksha Guru. There are so many reviews are there because of shortage of space. I'm not adding all the reviews. This is by His Grace Kalachakra Krishna Prabhu, one of senior devotee from Mathura Desh. The takeaways from this book may be summarized as below. So he has given at each level what it benefits to a different. An intelligent devotee highlights the need to maintain courtesy in all the dealings with Vaishnavas, with all the human fellow humans. For the practicing devotee, it reaffirms that simply chanting, following the regulative principles, and doing one's best to follow instructions of the spiritual master is sufficient to take one back home, back to Godhead. For the interested devotee, it will be a good motivation to read books on the life of Lord Chaitanya and get first-hand information of Lord's pastime, because the whole book is revolving on Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. Easy journey to Goloka, the art of dying. This is a humble attempt which I made to highlight the importance of the spiritual master, importance of Shiksha Guru, and importance of Srila Prabhupada and his teachings, and how easy is to climb the steps of 9 stages of bhakti to go back to Goloka Vrindavan. So, my dear Prabhuji Matajis, you can see on the top right a temple of Vedic planetarium. The reason for putting this picture is 100% profits of this book. Yes, 100% profits of this book is being donated to the divine cause of Temple of Vedic Planetarium for the life of the book. For the whole life of the book, whatever profit the book generates, not even 1 cent is retained by me. So because, as I said, this is not my theme, this is not my, I am only an instrument. Nothing belongs to me. So everything belongs to Lord Jagannath, and it has to go back to him. So 100% profits of the book is going to the divine cause of Temple of Vedic Planetarium. So what next? What we can do? You can buy your copy from Notion Publication or Amazon or Flipkart. Promote within your friends, relatives, and devotee circle a very good reference book, not only for new members but all the sadhakas also. Sponsor the books and give as a gift on special occasions. And every book you promote will indirectly support Temple of Vedic Planetarium project. Hare Krishna. This is
Hare
Lord
Krishna.
Jagannath. Lord
Hare-
Jagannath, who is behind me, is on the screen. Thank you very much. Another time for questions, if any.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Then with pranams. Prabhuji, would you like to say something? Sorry.
Beautiful presentation and a beautiful book. We're definitely getting some. And do you have also an online version, or is it just hardback at the moment?
Kindle.
Prabhuji, there is online version also there, but I
Okay.
recommend to have a hard copy because that is totally a different experience.
Sure.
One option like to start with, because it is made available on Amazon, Flipkart, throughout the world.
Yes.
Every part of the world, we can order the book and receive through Amazon. Or second option is, if you order the book, if you want to read online, a soft copy for that. So one option is you can through Kindle version you can order. Kindle version is available, but I personally recommend to go for the hard copy. One option which the devotees from other part of the world, what they explored, which I recommend to London devotees and other parts of the world also. The devotees from Australia, what they did, they ordered bulk copies through me, because when I order from the publisher, so I can get the books delivered to any part of India. From there, the shipper can collect them and ship to any part of the world. So Australian devotees, they because if you see in Australia, each book is costing $16 on Amazon. The problem is when somebody is buying through Amazon outside India, they're charging $16. But as an author, what actually author gets is only $1. The whole rest of the thing goes to the publisher and the Amazon. So author gets $1 means the Temple of Vedic Planetarium gets $1. I'm not getting anything. What I'm getting, I'm just passing on to Temple of Vedic Planetarium. So when I discussed this with the Australian devotees, they found a way out, because they were importing BBT books from India. So I told I can make the books available to any part of the India, wherever you want in India. I can make books in lot available, so that from there you can ship it to. So it becomes so cheap. I just worked out. VP Govinda Prabhu can give the numbers after this. Prabhu has some some scheme to work on. So I'm leaving it to Prabhu to how he will. But it becomes so cheap, and but only thing it takes time. But meanwhile, one option is, if you order a book to be delivered in India to any of your known, as a gift you order, you can get it delivered, and you will have access to the soft copy of the book to read online.
Okay. No, I think what I'd like to do is all the devotees in the UK who are on this call, I would recommend, please, let's take a copy for yourself, and we can coordinate ordering centrally, and maybe Govind Prabhu, we can coordinate that effort. I think that makes a lot of sense, because through Amazon, as you said,
No one is getting benefited except Amazon.
Amazon's winning, yeah. So we're making them richer.
Yeah.
But definitely, and I'd like to congratulate you, because you've done a service which will help devotees, and Krishna becomes so pleased with the devotee who helps others. So I am 100% sure that the Lord is looking upon you and thinking, wow, what a wonderful soul. He's helping my children come back to me, to Golok. So
it is purely mercy of spiritual master. I am insignificant. I have not done anything. As I said, this whole theme has come from Lord, and made me only instrument. Once you read this book, whoever read the book, they shared, as you saw from Baldev Prabhu, he said, where from you got this thought? So it is a, I can't reveal that, but it is so mysterious. Yeah.
Well done. No, it's very, very, very encouraging. And it'll help us in our devotion. It will help us share as well with others. So, and Christmas is coming soon. What a gift to give. Normally we would give Bhagavad Gita. Everybody's given a Bhagavad Gita to everybody else.
Now what? Something new.
Something new.
Offer.
I mean, amazing. So let's share. Let's all benefit. So thank you very, very much. Really appreciate your time as well that you've given to do this presentation. And through this presentation, we can also see how powerful this book is. Not even had read a word, but I'm already enthusiastic to receive this book and dive into the nectar. So thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thanks for giving me opportunity.
Actually, so thank you, Govind Prabhu. He's the one who's organized it. I'd like to thank him. He's actually in my opinion, he's the future for in London.
London.
Whatever I'm doing, it's going to come to him, because
Hari Bol.
he's such an enthusiastic, wonderful soul.
Prabhuji, VP Govinda Prabhu is, for us, he's a Parshit Maharaj. He is so inquisitive when all our classes, because he's a regularly attending our Chetan Charitamrita class. You know, we start here, this part of the world, we start morning 8 o'clock. And you know what time it is in London. So morning 3:30 or 4, whatever it is. Prabhu Mataji, religiously, they wake up, and he has not skipped even one class, as I remember, last 2 years.
Very good.
So he is so inquisitive, and we get charged up because of Prabhu's presence.
And what is the qualification of a preacher? One who listens.
Yeah.
So,
and one who inquires.
Yeah, but he's also listening very carefully, and then he's inquiring from you. This is a qualification. So very, very, he's a really good preacher. And the beauty is he's young, body-wise. And that means energy. That means he can inspire. So it's very, very good. So thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Keep me in your association, as I always request, Prabhuji. That's the only thing. And I get charged up from both of you. And that's the reason. I'm sure, Prabhuji, when you say that I don't miss any of your session, anyone who has attentively listened to yours or watched your seminar today could say that nobody would like to miss any of your sessions. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. We got one question, comment, or compliment from Rohit Prabhuji. And Prabhuji is very well known as Srila Prabhupadaji's warrior. Prabhuji, over to you, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Actually, I wanted to ask two questions. One question you have clarified. before. When you're saying that, I remember this Sri Bruhat Bhagavatam, Prutam, like
Prabhu,
Gopakumar, you
can we
said that.
see Prabhu? Can you focus on Prabhu's ad?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah,
Prabhuji
carry on.
Prabhuji is not ready to give his darshan, I think.
It's not like that I was not good. So
Yeah, Prabhu, please carry on.
just so I was remembering that Gopakumara actually Bruhat Bhagavatamrita. When you are saying, you clarified that when you are mentioning that one, oh, Prabhuji book is like similar, then I got in my mind I want to ask, but you clarified before that. So Gopakumar also travels from Vaikunta and he want to hug Narayana, but Narayana servants say you don't. Then I remember that one. Then you clarified mine.
Yes, Prabhu,
So thank you for that.
I'm actually before when I was in Krishna Katha Desh, before coming to Muscat, where I am now, I was in Qatar. So there I was giving regular seminars on Brihad Bhagavatam. So that was one of the inspiration. But this book has nothing to do with Brihad Bhagavatam, but
Okay.
theme looks to be the same. Traveling to different abodes looks to be the same, but the various pastimes it happens, the interactions it happens, because every lila, every pastime it's happening in this book is connected to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is different from Gopakumara's story.
Okay.
And
Okay.
also one aspect which I have not told, which I'm just trying to revealing now, is when he goes to Golak Vrindavana, there how a devotee is serving the Lord Shamasundara in a different 5 rasas. What is the mood of a devotee in serving the Lord in different rasas? So Santa Dasya Sakya Vatsalya Madhurya. So how Lord reciprocates in each rasa is described in this book, which is different from Gopakumara's story. So it
Yeah.
is totally different. It's completely different. Only theme
So
looks like same,
okay.
but it's totally different.
So when
Hare
you're saying that journey book inspired me, then I saw it is available in Kindle. At last you said that it profit goes. First only I booked that Amazon. Just I ordered just now. I mean in the
Prabhu,
beginning of the
what
class.
my suggestion to if you really want to start reading, you go to Notion Publishers. Notion
Okay.
Publishers is a publisher of the book. So we have a special arrangement. I made a special arrangement with the publisher. Anybody is ordering through Notion Publishers, you can as a gift, as Prabhuji mentioned, as a Christmas or New Year gift, you can gift it to your near and dear in India. So they get a delivery, but you get access to soft copy.
Just now I ordered in Kindle 1 hour before. I
Okay,
don't know that profit goes. I made mistake.
no problem.
And because I
Anyway,
working in Amazon, so I just ordered from
so
Amazon.
yeah, no comment. I should not have told anything against Amazon.
No, no, no worries. Just and I want to know you are telling about Vaishnava Prad. And my second question. So is it, I mean, others like non-devotees also do, when we actually I went to, when we do book distribution in India, many times people offend that the devotees. So is it happens to that also Vaishnava, it comes under Vaishnava Prad or sin? Is anything related to this book is connected with that book? Which
Prabhuji,
you,
yes, you will understand when you read this book. The some of the intricacies were discussed. Knowingly, unknowingly, we commit
okay,
because we don't know whether the opposite man is Vaishnava or non-Vaishnava. So to any human being, for that matter, it affects. So we have to be, because we don't
okay.
know who is the person, because we have experience. We have in Rupa Goswami's pastime was there. That Rupa Goswami's pastime also discussed in this book. Connected that to the story of the book was woven. So any offense, so we have to be very careful, knowing well that we have to relate the opposite person is non different from a Vaishnava. So with that mood only when we interact, so we will be very careful, and our creeper is not destroyed.
I mean, I'm asking that we are devotees. We know that we should not. So I mean, we are practicing devotee Krishna consciousness. So I'm trying to become devotee. I know that.
Yeah,
And you people, you are all different, big devotees. I know that I should not offend you. But how outside people know that, I mean, which is related to book, like, that's
that
what
that,
my
that is
question.
that is an attempt which we are trying to make to reach this simple the philosophy in the way of a simple story, so that they also can understand.
Okay,
Otherwise,
yeah,
otherwise
thank you.
people will not know, because these Vaishnava Aparadha and all these are very high funda for normal people. So we are trying to make an attempt to, because neophytes they like to read stories. They love reading stories, and with the stories, when we give this philosophy unknowingly, so they will it will start getting digested uh, into them.
Thank you, Prabhu, by your that journey. Which title I even didn't saw anything. Just title attracted me. Just I ordered it before introduction only.
Hare
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Once you read the book, you will understand that the story cannot have any other title than this. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So nice. Haribo. And it's good to see Nikhil Prabhuji as well. He was
Hari
there in
Bol,
Middle
Nikhil
East.
Prabhu.
Now he's in Canada. Doesn't matter where he is. He doesn't want to lose the opportunity of the association. It's so good to see you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Dhanvat pranam to all.
Hare Krishna. Dandat Pranam, Nikhil Prabhu.
Haribo. Prabhuji, Meenakshi Madhvi Mataji would like to say something. She got her virtual hand up. Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, Meenakshi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandut
Meenakshi
Pranam.
Mataji, for those who are not aware, she is one of my Shiksha Gurus when I was in Krishna Katha Desh, Qatar. So I
So,
learned many things from Meenakshi Mataji. Mataji, please accept
no,
humble
no,
obeisances.
no, except my
Where are you?
opinion.
I'm trying to see you.
Yeah. So, Prabhuji, you know, we've been discussing this, and I know I want to commit to getting the books in the north. So, Prabhuji's Govinda Das Prabhuji is getting books for London. So, how do you suggest we do the best? Like, should we order a box for north
I think
separately,
that
or
is
should we do it together, or what?
together is the best, because shipment from India, it goes in there's a minimum charges which Govinda Prabhu, he knows all the numbers shared with him. So
Yes.
it makes more sense, economical, if you order as many as possible at one
Right.
single. Yeah. So from there you can distribute. So it becomes easy once it reaches London.
Right. Okay.
This is
So
what exactly Australian devotees are also doing. So books are going to Sydney, Melbourne, and Adelaide, every part of Australia. So one lot it is going, from there they're distributing.
Right. Okay, Prabhuji, that's what I'll coordinate with Govinda Das to distribute books in the north.
Fine. Thank you, Mataji.
I can't wait to read book myself, but I'm determined not to give Amazon any profit. So that's why I don't know how quickly I can get the book. I mean, once we order through Prabhuji, the number, and then I suppose I could.
Just to give devotees an idea, what is the cost of the book if they order it direct?
VP Govinda Prabhu, I'm passing on to you.
Yes. So, sorry, Prabhuji, say that again. The question.
What is the cost of the book in sterling? What would it cost?
Right, Prabhuji, if we just buy outright here in London, then it will cost 12 quid, 12 pound. But if you will get it from, depends how many we're going to get it. I have the calculations with me. Prabhuji has kindly shared some info. I will share with you. And we did get something here in South London recently. Another book came from Mayapur, around 200 of them. So we could ask from the same, or Prabhuji has given the info, but I'm sure Prabhuji could share the name of the agent as well. So what I would say, I think is the best thing. We will take the number, how many we need, and then we can discuss. But
bulkier the better. Bulkier it becomes cheaper.
No, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, from Amazon, when I inquired, it's 16 pounds.
yes,
16, not 12.
Yes, the owner of Amazon seems to be the richest person on the planet.
The problem here is the international pricing is beyond the author's discretion. The author has no role to play. Amazon, some devotee was working in
This
Amazon.
is why I was determined not to give Amazon. That's why I really I'm happy that you've got the option where we can get the bulk order so that the profit exactly goes to, TOVP, not Amazon.
Yeah.
And the
Sure.
beauty is, if we can also, I will talk about this, Govinda Prabhu, but we've got a charity, the London Institute of Vedic Education. We can put it through the charity and we'll get tax back as well. And that can go to Mayapur as well.
Yes.
Hari. Wonderful thought, Prabhu. Wonderful
25%
thought.
on top.
Yes. So the best thing is that anyone here, if you would like to get a copy for yourself, certainly I can't wait to get my hands on such a masterpiece. Not that Prabhuji has put so much stress. I mean, just from the title, as Rohit Prabhuji was saying, just from the title, the research, the attention to detail. I think anybody could say that how much research Prabhuji would have done to write the book if the title itself has been explained so very well. So in that terms, I would say, let's put the number together. How many of devotees requesting either for ourselves or to gift someone else? And then we can order through, as Prabhuji said, to the London Institute of Vedic Education. That will do the best. Anyone would like to say anything else? Prabhuji being here nearly 2 hours now. Anybody got any other quick question, comment, compliments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hari Bol.
It's Induleka from Canada.
Mataji, yes.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. I would like to thank Prabhuji so much and congratulate him on writing such a nice book with nice comments and very beautiful, lively pictures, just to inspire us. And at some point, I felt so emotional, how much dedication, how much time he has spent on this book, and how he is so humble. He's not even taking pride that he wrote that book. He is just giving the credit to...
He's not mean.
And also, all the profit will go for a nice purpose. So Prabhuji, thank you so much. And also, I would like to know, how can we get in Canada?
Canada, we have Nikhil Prabhu.
But Canada is huge. I don't know which part, Canada is very huge.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, Prabhuji, come to the West. I will order from Amazon. Because
Nikhil is on the call. Why don't you just message him directly and see if you can coordinate with Nikhil?
If it is possible, I think that is the wonderful way to order in bulk. And I understand it's a huge country, but still internally we can find a way out to transport. Definitely, it is far better than buying from Amazon. So I'm just leaving it to you.
I'm based in Halifax, Nova Scotia. So
you are very far from Toronto, Waterloo.
yes.
That will be sometimes, it's better to order from other parts of the world than from Canada itself. Do you agree with me?
Fully agree, Mataji. We are in the Atlantic provinces. We're already in the Atlantic bubble, all separated out from Canada already.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nice to meet you. Yes, thank you so much. And thank you for your time, also for the good explanation and for keeping everybody together today. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
In
fact, actually, someone, Purushottam Chaitanya Prabhu, he's again one of my Shiksha Guru. He was asking about book translation in Hindi. In fact, one or two devotees have also suggested this, but I want someone to come forward to take that service. In fact, translation to Bengali and Oriya is going on parallelly. The devotees in Madhya Pradesh, they are working on Bengali and Oriya translation, but Hindi so far there is no one. So
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, I will do the translation in Hindi. First, let me read it. Let me read it, and then I will, for Guru Maharaj, for a service, for what you have done. That's very little work. I know it will take time, but I'll definitely do it in Hindi.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
With support of some other devotee who's very well, good in Hindi. I'll work with that.
Swahili now. Any changes? Only joking.
No,
How's it?
actually, when
Thank you,
you're
Mataji.
talking about Swahili, Kenya, I mean, Kenya has got a very good ISKCON center and the devotees are very enthusiastic. So
Right.
it's not like a far-fetched idea. And also I've seen devotees in Ghana are very enthusiastic because they've got big bhakti vriksha.
Yeah, you're right. Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. So great to hear. And I'm just surprised that nobody has mentioned Gujarati being here in London. Very well. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you for taking your time out to discuss the journey. So our journey back to Godhead could be as easy as it could be. Really, really, really appreciate it. And looking at you, we could have the darshan of the Lordship as well, which is great.
Haribo.
And
And,
maybe in the new year, Govind Prabhu,
yes,
you can have another. Everybody's got the books. Everybody does some reading, and Prabhu can come again, and
great.
that'll be amazing.
Yes, yeah, we could share the realization reading the book.
Realizations. Yeah, yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhus. Hare Krishna. I'm Sitaram from Mauritius.
Mauritius.
Yes,
Hare Krishna.
I think I have it I have seen the book at Phoenix Temple.
Oh, good.
Yes, I've seen I've seen it. So I will definitely
So you better buy it, and you can start reading it to us on our seminars. Fantastic, fantastic.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah, maybe advise all the other devotees in Mauritius about it.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, as I said, there is a easy way for you to start reading till you get hard copy. I personally recommend you should read only hard copy. Every one of you should have a hard copy. But meanwhile, till the hard copy comes through the arrangement which Govinda Prabhu is going to do, as I said, if you order through publisher, there's a link. I will share it with Govinda Prabhu. You can gift a book to your friends in India. Their address, you can deliver it, and you get access to the soft copy. You cannot download, but you can read online on publisher's website. So that access we are giving. This is a promotion we are running. So you can read the soft copy of the book online. You cannot download. You can only read soft copy online as you gift one hard copy to your friends in India.
I want to clear out that I have seen the book in the shelter over there at the temple. No, I've seen it over there. I'm not bored. That's the point.
That's
Yeah,
fine,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Library over there, if it is available. Okay, I have seen it over there.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Sitaram Prabhuji. Great to hear that. Right. So, Prabhuji, when I introduced, I mentioned three things about you. While listening, there were three things I could say. I'm going to take it back. The very first thing, as I said, the attention to detail and the research you have done through during the project. And we know, knowing you for last few years, that you have been so active. Otherwise, it's not like you have left other services. So thank you so much. The second thing you mentioned, Prabhuji, search for the happiness. We all are searching for happiness, material or spiritual, but we are looking at the wrong place. So hopefully when we get the hold of the book, when we read it through, we understand the urgency and we understand the right attitude while looking for the search. The third thing, Prabhuji, somebody asked Srila Prabhupada and he mentioned it, and many other sannyasis, they have said it, that in Krishna consciousness, 99.99% the success is based on chanting. Not only just chanting, offenseless chanting. And that's what you mentioned about Vaishnav Aparadha. All those offenses we always do. We have been, 20 years, 30 years, people, devotees being chanting, and still we say the only reason is that we still have the offenses. And you know it very well. Guru Maharaj said something similar to that as well. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. With that, I would like to thank you again for you taking your time out. Thank you to Prabhuji and Mataji for making this happen for London devotees. And thank you and Dandavat Pranam to all the devotees who could think that Sunday afternoon we are going to come here together to listen about Krishna and the devotees. Thank you so much.
So
Hare
we're going to pray for the health of everybody, spiritual, mental, physical, of course, spiritual being the most important. So we wanted to chant to Lord Nishingadev, the Nishinga Kavach, and also the Nishinga Pranams. So devotees are welcome to stay and participate. If anybody would like to actually, who know the Nishinga Kavach and would like to recite it, you're very welcome to do. We do have the version here. If there is nobody, then I would like to request Indulekha Mataji. Would you like to lead on the prayer?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
You want me to lead as I say and you will repeat?
No. As you normally do.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna, everyone. So, Shri Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki jai, Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Guru Maharaj ki jai.